So I wanted to talk about something today, and I just got home from work. Throughout my life, I've kind of realized something: external validation versus internal validation. And looking back, I feel like I've definitely prioritized or relied very heavy on external validation from others, whether it be friendships, family members, relationships that I've been in, even from like coworkers and bosses and different jobs that I've had and different points in my life. And external validation is it's so easy to fall in that trap of subscribing your own worth based on what other people either tell you to your face or say about you behind your back that you have no idea. And throughout my entire life, even throughout elementary school, middle school, high school, college, grad school, working, I've always put such a heavy emphasis on what others thought of me. I used to care a lot about what people thought of me. I truthfully wanted to start social media. I wanted to start YouTube and all of that when I was in college. But I was so afraid to start posting on YouTube that I was so afraid that someone from my school was going to find my channel and find my videos, and then I would get roasted or I would get made fun of for whatever reason. And I've realized that the older that I get, I graduated college. I've been working for the last few years. As you get older, you start to learn that what people think about you and your reputation with others doesn't really matter as much anymore. Not that you should be a bad person and that you should start doing bad things just because, oh, I don't care what people think about me. Yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, do something bad. As long as you're not harming anyone else and you're not doing anything wrong. I'm a big believer of just truly doing what you want. If you want to start posting on social media, post on social media. If you want to start, I don't know, taking up a new hobby that you think people are going to think that you're weird, who cares? Life is short. You got to enjoy it. Do what makes you happy, do what makes you feel fulfilled. And for me, I like posting content. I like making YouTube videos. I like making TikTok videos. I like being creative. I realized that for the longest time I hadn't been creative because, I went from high school to college to grad school. I did everything by the book. On paper, I did everything correct up until this point. Went to college right after high school. I went into grad school while I was still an undergrad. I graduated with a doctorate degree, got my license, got the job. Then I decided to do something else. I got a real estate license. The reason why I got a real estate license is because I have been making content and then working at my regular job. I've been working in a field that I went to school for, but then I've been doing that for the last few years, and I just got to the point where I knew I wanted something else to potentially make money from that wasn't what I went to school for, because I needed a change, and the solution was not to get another job in the field that I went to school for. That was not going to be my solution. I made that decision for myself. I haven't really done much with real estate. It's mostly just been learning and going to office meetings. It's just learning the computer system and trying to network and all this stuff. Anyway, that's besides the point. But my real passion is creating content and, acting and all this stuff, so my real passion really is creative endeavors, like posting content, like making videos, editing videos, other creative endeavors, I've done other creative endeavors as well that really fulfill me. And I know this is going to sound so cliche, and I don't mean it to sound cliche, but when I work on videos, when I film, like right now, when I'm filming a video, when I edit a video, or when I work on other creative endeavors that I work on, it really ignites a fire in me, and it gets me fueled for life. Like it really ignites something like passion and ambition. And I realized that I was put on this earth to do exactly that. But what I went to school for and what I work in, don't get me wrong, it is nice to help people, but it's not quite what I feel fulfilled in doing, and it's not really my goals in this world. And I have a job that I like, it's as far as the field that I went into, I found a job that I can tolerate, because my first job out of school was not great and I wasn't there for that long. And I left after, I think it was 2 years at that job. That was my first job once I graduated grad school. And then I found this job that I'm at now, and I've been here for a few years, and it's fine, I guess, but it's not what I want to do long term. And to get a doctorate degree and to say, oh, by the way, this isn't exactly what I want to do in this world. I knew this in high school. I knew this before I even started college. I knew this before I was in grad school. Like, I knew that this wasn't going to be it for me. I've been suggested and I've been told, this is good. You should do this, follow this path, and I understand, I get it. It's the stability, the job, all this other stuff that comes with it, job stability, regular paycheck, financial stability, which is important. That is very important. If you were to ask me if I regret going to grad school and regret doing what I've done, I don't know how to answer that. I would say no, I don't regret any of my education, because I think what I went to school for and what I continue to learn is very valuable to not only me, but to other people. And I can help other people with physical therapy. I'm trying to get better at it, but I've always been interested in fitness and health and wellness. And now I'm really going for it, because I recently, within the last week or so, I don't know what happened or what changed, but within the last couple weeks, I feel this shift in genuinely wanting to eat healthier and genuinely wanting to exercise. Whereas before, I just wanted to not exercise and I just wanted to eat ice cream and French fries all day long. And I realized that whenever I did that, I always felt crappy on the inside. When you eat like garbage, you feel like garbage. Health, wellness, nutrition, all this stuff is very valuable. And as a physical therapist, I think it is important, especially, I got to help myself before I help patients, right? Like, you have to help yourself before you can help others. So, wait, what was the point of this video? Oh, I think I was originally going to talk about external versus internal validation. Anyway, going back to the original topic, I've always felt like I've always cared so much about what other people thought of me. I avoided doing anything that I really wanted to do just from the idea that someone else, whether it be a friend, a coworker, a family member, anyone, would look at me and think, wow, he's cringy, he's awkward, that's weird, that's weird. I was so afraid of what other people thought that it deterred me from trying anything new. So the fact that I even started a YouTube channel, I waited until after I graduated grad school, so that way I can graduate and never see these people again. And if they somehow find my content, if they find my videos, oh well. It's not like I have to go to school and face them the next day. And I wish I didn't care. That's the thing. I wish I could go back in time if I was still in college and I would have told myself, just make a YouTube channel, make videos, just do whatever you want to do, who cares? Even if someone from your school finds out and you get sent in the group chats and people laugh at you and think you're weird, who cares? But now that I've gotten older, I've found that I think what really matters is your internal validation, how you feel about yourself, because that's a reflection of how you are to the world, I think. I could be wrong, I don't know. But I also feel like no matter what, if you do something or if you don't do something, people are going to talk about you regardless. So it doesn't matter, I don't know if that's right, actually. Never mind. I don't. Anyway, so external versus internal validation. I feel like for most of my life, I've relied on external validation. All throughout, even as far as elementary school, when I was a little kid, dealing with your peers at school or whatever, like middle school, high school, college, like basically my entire life is just being very hyper aware and caring a lot, very much a lot about what other people thought of me. I'm older and I'm not in a school environment anymore, even though I'm in a work environment, and there is a lot of similarities. You think once you graduate college, you're like, oh, the toxic school environment is whatever. No, the work environment is just the same. Well, it's a little different, but you know what I mean. Even though it might be difficult, I encourage you to try to not to put so much emphasis on what other people think about you and try to view yourself in a way that you think, well, never mind. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. My advice truly is, I know it's easier said than done. And I mean, even today, I still find myself caring about what other people think. Not as much. I've learned that I don't care as much anymore, but I still care even a little bit. And I'm trying to work on that and to not put so much emphasis on what other people think of me and put more emphasis on what I think of myself, treating my body, eating healthy, going to the gym, staying active, and doing all of those things that genuinely help me feel better. And that's where I find I feel the best, when I put effort towards those things, like going to the gym, eating healthy, taking care of myself, working on things that make me happy and make me fulfilled, as opposed to wasting time and energy on thinking about what other people think about me. I hope this video made sense. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below anything you want. What do you think of this topic? External versus internal validation. Let me know in the comments.